Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita, and today, episode 111, 111, woo, big number. I'm going to continue the conversation about different things that can, be stressful in their relationships. And in any relationship would be friendship, partnership. So it's a serious topic, betrayal. It can be very stressful overall, going to the whole betrayal, obviously. But there's so much stress that has to do with the rest of your life of that relationship, really. And it could be a business partnership. Let's say you have an investor or you have a friend that you have a business with, and well, they did something behind your back that you had no idea about, and not necessarily does it have to be something negative. Could be also positive, but because it's not being told to you, you feel betrayal. You feel like that person should have told you and they didn't. So now you keep on thinking to yourself, what else you don't know? Same thing can happen in any intimate relationship, any friendship, any friendship, ship. That is, and family. If you have to do with other person, naturally we always seek to be understood, seen, supported, and safe. It's extremely important for us to feel safe in the relationship. Well, but if you realize that the other person kept something away from you, or they did something behind your back, that's a very different feeling now. Because it's not that you're going to question yourself for the rest of your life or for the rest of that relationship life about that other person. You'll be already expecting the worst to show up and you will question everything that happened in the past. That could cause betrayal overall, can cause a huge damage to the relationship, no matter what relationship that is. And if you came up, you grew up in the environment where there was lack of trust, especially for those who are supposed to take care of you, lack of trust to authorities, your mother, father, or whoever is supposed to take care of you, your family members, you can get very, very, very fast triggered when somebody does not tell you things. Or let's say they cheated on you, or there was some sort of betrayal that just devastated you. And it might be that you're already kind of used to that because if you come from a dysfunctional family, you just saw this all around you. But now, when you're an adult and you're in that kind of relationship, it triggers you even more because you might think, oh, I'm already out of my childhood days. I'm good. I'm an adult. But then it repeats itself. So now we have this uh, problem with trusting not only that other person, but also trusting yourself. Because you can start blaming yourself of thinking, how come I'm always in a relationship that I never can trust people? How I thought that was done, but no, for some reason I'm always end up with those people like this. And then you can question yourself, what's wrong with you? Because how come you're always attracting those kind of people? So you need to understand that everybody have their own past and everyone has their own triggers and their own fears. It could be that the other person did not want to tell you something because they did not want to hurt you. Yes, I know it sounds funny, but many times that has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the other person. Many times someone wants to hide some information because they don't want to hurt you or they don't want to lose you. It's done out of fear. So first of all, we need to come from a point of empathy. But then we really need to obviously come to conclusion that communication from now on should be more clear. It may be very difficult now to gain back trust when somebody broke it, especially when you grew up in a dysfunctional family with those patterns that you saw. The trust was continuously being broken and broken over and over. And now you even don't have trust that things can get better. Like the moment somebody betrays you, you don't even give them a second chance. You're like, you're exactly the same person, like all those are the people that hurt me. So you don't really even deserve a second chance because you already proved who you are. So it could be very stressful. Also, you could be in a situation where even if you don't want to give them a second chance. But let's say you live with them, you have children with them, or you're a business partner, and you just can go and say, well, that's it. I'm packing up my part of the company. I'm going to pick up my few chairs. I'm going to leave now. It's not that easy. So even after the conversation, after conflicts are resolved, after you already talked about everything, could be a lot of issues. So the good way is to talk with the other person and really have a clear conversation of saying, look, this is what happened. I have issues with the trusting again. So those are the requirements that you need to meet again for me to continue with this. And if you think that you will not be able to do that, and then you become very paranoid and resentful towards other person and even towards yourself, because now you're blaming yourself that you allow yourself to be in this situation, maybe sometimes it's just better to leave the relationship. So depending on the betrayal, depending on how important it is to you, depending how stressful it is to you, that you can decide, are you going to stay here or you're going to go. And you may employ counselors and therapists and coaches and to help with that stress issue. Also, you need to ask yourself, what's your childhood look like? What are your patterns? How much stress was it really in your family? How many times have you been betrayed? And then also think about yourself. Remind yourself those situations when you committed a betrayal. And believe it or not, there are many times that we betray ourselves. Just think about every time when you thought to yourself, I'm going to be on a diet now. I'm going to work out. And then you go to a party and you ate a bunch of cake and you think, oh, well, I'll start a diet tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. You know what you just did? You betrayed yourself because you told yourself that you're going to keep your word and you didn't. So you see, there are many times that you betray yourself as well. Is that the way to go? No. But then this is how it is with the building more trust, of knowing that it takes time to trust someone. So when you don't trust someone and you don't give a second chance, also remember that you may be another person that not trust yourself. And you also need to give yourself a slack, empathy, and give yourself another chance. Because the more you trust yourself, the more you trust the person, the more you know that you're safe. Because a lot of stress comes from our worry about the future, because we don't know how it's going to turn out, because we cannot control it. But if you do some things to yourself, for yourself, man, and you're consistent, then you build a trust with yourself, and you know that for the future, no matter it brings, you'll be fine because you can handle that. You got this. So if you like this video, leave me a comment below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And I'm very interested to see, have you ever had a situation when there was a betrayal in your life, business or intimate relationship, whatever? How did you do it? Did you split up and you said, okay, off you go, here's the door? Or you actually gave that other person a chance? Or maybe that other person was you and you being given a chance. Leave me a comment below. I would love to hear inspirational stories so somebody else can read it too and be inspired as well. And I'll talk to you in the next episode.